Mason Sergachev, he scores! Keller warps and scores! 3 seconds to go. 3 shoots, he scores! Big save, rebound, they score! Logan Cooley! And the smile is back!
Good evening, hockey fans. For tonight's NHL matchup, as your Utah Hockey Club hopes to keep their playoff, or aims to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight against Detroit, another team looking to keep their playoff hopes alive as well. Looking at the rosters for tonight, Utah, Keller, Cooley, Schmaltz on that top line, Carcone, Hayton, Gunther on the second, Krause, McBain, Doan on the third, Maselli, Stenlund, Kerfoot on the fourth. Sergachev Marino on the top D pairing, Cole Kesselring on the second, Mata Dursey on the third, and Vamelka in net as always. Looking over to Detroit, Rasmussen, Larkin, Raymond on the top line, DeBrincat, Casper, Kane on the second, Bergeron, Comfer, and Tarasenko on the third, Watson, Mott, and Smith on the fourth, Sherratt and Sider on the top D pairing, Edvinson, Hull on the second, Johansson, Petrie on the third, and Mrazek in net for Detroit. Utah sits 6 points back of that second wild card spot, but 2 games in hand on on St. Louis, regardless of where they stand. These are games they cannot afford to lose. Hopefully, coming off that big win on Saturday, they can keep that momentum up to hopefully spur them into another win tonight. Additionally, we will watch the Vancouver Devils game, as that one currently tied at 1. We'll see if Vancouver can hopefully push themselves closer to a playoff spot as well. So only 1 game to keep an eye on tonight instead of the usual 4. So keep an eye on both of those as the night goes on. Opening faceoff, Cooley and Larkin on the draw. Finally, this one dropped one back by Utah. Marino looks to chip this one up to Schmaltz. Will push this one in. Left side corner, Detroit, and Cooley racing for it. He'll end up back behind the net. Keller with it, trying to cut around. Sherratt, great pressure by him. Throws this one to Schmaltz. That one taken away. Here's Raymond back up the other way. Trying to chip this one up to Rasmussen. He'll end up back behind the Utah net. Drop back into the right side corner. Sergachev not able to hold that one down. Raymond, he'll push it back behind the net instead. Larkin looking to throw one in front. Rasmussen looking for a shot. That one won't even hit the net there. Marino back with it, left side corner. Drop this one back for Cooley. Cooley back in the zone and drop this one back for Marino again. Chipped up to Krause. Look to push this one up the left side boards. Not able to. This one taken away by DeBrincat. Trying to move this one in. Instead, poke checked away from him. It'll end up left side corner of the Utah end. Marino pushes this one around to Sergachev. He tries to chip this one to Doan, right side boards. Tied up on Detroit, though. Push back to DeBrincat. This one taken away by Utah, though. Marino trying to get it out left side this time. Tied up along the corner instead. Try to throw it back behind the net. Patrick Kane with looking for anybody to throw into the middle. This one taken away by Utah. Sergachev chips this one up to neutral ice. Doan, he'll just throw this one back behind the Detroit net. Mrazek will push this one out right side. Utah pick it back up in neutral ice down at their own line. Dursey will give this one across to Mata. Mata back in his own end, looking for a long pass up through neutral ice. We'll find it on the second attempt here. Here's Gunther moving up with speed, trying to cut in front with this one. Saved away by Mrazek. Great effort there by Gunther. Chipped all the way down to the Utah end. Won't be an icing. Wouldn't have. Would have been on net regardless. Ooh, Mrazek a little shaken up after that one. His play is blown dead as he skates to the bench. Ooh, and right down the tunnel for Vlasic. That's not it. Mrazek. See on the replay here, he looked a little shaken up after making the initial save. I don't know if he fell weird. Ooh, he kind of catches the knee of, I believe, Hayton as he kind of turns and makes the save. There we go. There's a better angle. Oh, he just falls into the knee of Hayton. He's moving right to left. So now Lyon in net for Detroit. Let me fix that one on the sheet before I start saying it's Mrazek still in net. So hopefully he's all right. The right side draw outside the Utah and Carcone. And Confer on the draw. This one tied up along the boards, pushed back into the Utah end. Will end up left side corner. Utah looking to chip this one out. Tied up by the Detroit though. Hayton will take this one away, moving back behind his own net with it. Pushes this one over to the right side corner. Detroit fight to keep this one in. Thrown into the slot. That one a shot towards the net. That one saved away by Vamelka. I believe Bergeron, the one with the shot there. Kept in at the right side boards just for a second. Utah moving back up the other way. That one will be an offsides as Gunther tries to reach back, but ultimately tied up by Hull. He can't get that skate on the blue line. 15:50, that's not it. 17:57 left in the first now. Shots, I believe, should be 1-0 in favor of Utah. Yes, it will be. And the Vancouver, New Jersey game tied up at 1 heading into the second intermission. Right side draw outside the Detroit end. It'll be Mott and Stenlin on the draw. Tied up, pushed into the Detroit end. All control for Sherratt there. I'll give this one over to Sider. He'll launch this one in right side boards. Utah will take this one back immediately. Not able to clear, though. Kept in, thrown into the middle. Will end up left side boards. Nobody there to pick it up. Both teams zigging away at it now. Stenlin will get this one to Cole back behind his own net. Chips this one up to Maselli. He's trying to evade Sider with it. Great pressure by him. Poke this one back to left side of the Utah end. Will slow this down. Cole with it. Quick pass up to Stenlin. Moving up the right side. Will cut to the middle. Delayed penalty on Detroit. There's a tripping call on Stenlin. So Utah heading to the power play early. Mott taking 2-minute tripping against Stenlin. And for Utah, this is both better and worse than you kind of want it to be. On the one end, Utah has not been good on the power play over the last several games now. However, Detroit, the worst penalty killing team in the league at the moment. So a big opportunity for Utah to strike early and get something on the board. See what they can do. Left side draw, Detroit end. Tied with the dot, both teams fighting for it. Squeaks over to Edvinsson as he looks to clear this one. He'll take a second, just chips this one slowly. Trying to get this one out to Larkin. He'll end up back behind the Utah net, just chipped out. They come back up the other way. Schmaltz with it, gets this one to Keller, moving up the right side with speed, trying to cut in with it. Ultimately kept the outside. He'll end up left side corner. Rasmussen trying to poke this one out. He'll get it up to Larkin, and he'll be the one to push this down to the Utah end. Keller with it, back in the zone end. 1.5 minutes left in the Utah power play now. 16:50 left in the first. Launched in by Sergachev, right side. He'll end up over to Confer as he cuts around back behind his own net with it. Tied up by Keller, though. Squeaks to Cooley, left side corner. Push back down the line for Schmaltz. Back now to Cooley. Dropped for Keller. Moving down the line with it. Pass across. Or now to Keller. I believe that was Gunther with it before. Keller, right side with it. Down the line for Sergachev. Back to Keller, looking for a shot. Sets up Schmaltz, but doesn't get too much on it. Puck a little poke checked away from him. Deep with it now. Cooley fighting for it. Tied up along the boards. 55 seconds left in the power play now. Keller looking to throw one towards the net. Gunther will put that one in instead. So it wasn't towards the net. It was towards Gunther. He does not miss those shots. Utah does take advantage of the poor Detroit penalty kill. They're up on the board first. Gunther with just a rip from the left side dot. Doesn't get much better than that. We'll see on the replay here. Keller dances at the right side boards with it. Back down the line for Sergachev. Back to Keller as he sets up Schmaltz. That's the initial one. Just gets caught up in the stick there. That's the wrong sheet. Of Casper, the one that gets caught up. And as everybody pushes that right side corner, trying to dig that away, Keller throws it to the open Gunther and just top left corner. Beautiful shot there. Gunther is 26th of the season on the power play. Keller and Cooley with the assists. They're 54th and 33rd, respectively. Doan right off the draw will push this one into the Detroit end right on Mrazek. He'll just leave this one over the left side corner. Push right side now. Both teams digging away at it. Krause trying to get this one around. So it'll end up to Petrie, tied up in the right side corner, looking to clear it. Take a bounce over to Larkin. Cutting up the other way, drops this one back to the line. Looking for a shot is Rasmussen. Tied up with it was Raymond looking for a shot there. Poke back down the line for Edvinsson. Will give this one across. Move back out of the zone. Edvinsson will dump this one around as both teams go for a change now. Great defense from Utah there to just tie up every Detroit player in the slot. Vamelka gets a little too far out with it. or gets out with himself. So for Utah to come in and block that net regardless, great play there. Long pass up from behind the net, poke back the Detroit line. Now Gunther with it, cuts up left side, will drop this one right at the line. Pressure keeps control of it, still loses control. Finally, get this one over to Jersey. Now back down the line for Gunther again, looking for a shot towards the net. That one hits the stick and bounces the left side corner. Kane with it now. He'll try to clear this one. Jersey will keep it in, but poke checked out by Casper. Utah looking at this one right back in. Now Carcone, quick pass across the line, drop for Jersey, but can't quite keep control. Detroit back up the other way with speed. Thrown in front and shot. Beautiful little goal there by Detroit. An absolute rip off the stick. Let's have to see who there. 85. Who is 85? Soderblom, the one with that rip. Of course, he's not on my lineup sheet, because why would he? Tarasenko cuts in with it left side off the rush, and Soderblom does not waste any time throwing that one towards the net. Yeah, just an absolute rip right off the stick there. Soderblom, his 4th of the season. Tarasenko with the only assist as of the second, his 19th. Opening draw, one back by Utah. Will look to push this one in. Will end up left side corner. No icing there. Sider will get to it first. He'll push this one around the right side boards. Get this one up to Soderblom. Will end up all the way back down to the Utah end, though, is that one an icing on Detroit. Scorebug finally decides it wants to work. Shot sitting 3-1 in favor of Utah. 14:39 left in the first. Now tied up at 1. I believe if I had to guess, Watson, the one not in the lineup, is Detroit does not post their lineups, and Daily Faceoff hadn't updated before I made these. Right side draw in the Detroit end. It'll be Coffer and Stenlin on the draw. One back by Coffer, right on net to Lyon, though. Trying to chip this one out. It'll end up to Soderblom. Will dump this one into the left side corner. Vimilko will intercept this one, though, chipping it off the glass. Kept in by Detroit, though. Just for a second, push back down out to neutral ice. Soderblom looks to push this one back in. Will end up back in the left side corner. Utah will get to it first. Kerfoot trying to cut out with it, unable to. Detroit will pick this one back up in their own zone. Chipped up by Raymond. He'll end up back behind the Utah net. Trying to clear this one around, tied up against the boards. Raymond tries to throw one in front. This one taken away by Schmaltz, cutting up the other way with it. Get across the red line, leaves this one for Cooley. He'll rip this one around the boards, trying to get this over to Keller. Petrie trying to clear this one, not able to. Schmaltz looking for a pass in front. That one taken away by Detroit. Cooley, great pressure. Poke this one to the right side boards. Not able to get anything going there on the first attempt, but Keller push it right back in. Tied up in that right side corner, thrown into the middle. Nobody there but Detroit to grab. Too much pressure in neutral ice. They're forced to just dump this one back the Utah end. Marino now with it. 13:20 left in the first now. Great pressure by Mott as he ties him up all the way deep in that Utah end. Gets enough time for the rest of the Detroit players to move in. This one taken away by Smith, I believe. Will be Smith. Will push this one back behind the Utah net. Tied up now left side corner. Finally, this one looks to be broken free, but pushed right back by Detroit. Will end up right side. Nobody there. Try to push it deep again, trying to get this one around to Watson. So it's not him out of the lineup. Push back to left side boards now as Utah just kind of floundering with it. Finally gets this one to McBain. He'll clear back to neutral ice. He'll take a bounce all the way to the Detroit end, and that one an icing on Utah this time. 12:42 left in the first now. Great pressure by Detroit, especially from Mott to just not give up on fighting defensively deep in the Utah end. Just does not give Marino any time to breathe. Leaves enough chance for Detroit to change and get everybody deep into the zone. Great effort by him. Left side draw, Utah zone will be McBain and Casper on the draw. 12:42. Utah win this one back, push the left side corner. Cole, he'll push this one right side around, looking to clear this one out as Krause. Instead, he'll get this one to Doan. He'll push it in to the Detroit end. Beat it Brinkett that gets to it first. Quick pass up by him to Casper, trying to cut up right side with it. Drops this one back down the line for Kane. Push that right side corner, bring it, tries to throw this one to the front. Nobody there. Sherrod will pick it up at the left side point instead. Push deep that corner. Tied up against the boards instead, and Utah take this one away. Here's Gunther cutting up the other way with it. Chips this one across to Hayton, deep right corner with it. Drops back for Gunther again. Back down the line. Dursey a shot. That one catches the stick there of Casper, I believe. Both teams go for a change. This one dumped to the right side corner of the Detroit end. Gunther will get to it first, trying to throw this one in front for Carcone. That one just goes wide. Here's Soderblom cutting up the other way. Enters left side, looking to throw one on net. That one just wide. Would probably went in. Vmelka kind of, I think, expecting that one to go left. Tied up right side corner with it. Pushed back down the line by Detroit for Edvinson. We'll get this one around to the left side corner. Back now behind the net. Detroit trying to throw one in front. That one takes a bounce out to neutral ice, though. The Edvinson that gets to it first, deep in his own end. Stenlund back with pressure, but can't do too much with it. He'll pick it up in neutral ice instead. Here's Kerfoot cutting in with it. Wrapping this one around to the right side corner. Maselli not able to pick this one away. Stenlund will instead push back down the line, but nobody there to keep that one in. So all the way back down to the Utah end it goes. No icing there, as Stenlund the one to dump that one. 11 minutes left in the first now. Shots now setting 2-1 in favor of Utah, so must have been one taken back. Tied up at 1. Clear by Utah, not able to. Mott will push this one right back into the Utah end, taken away deep with it. Looking for a second long pass to neutral ice. This one tied up by Detroit again. Doan will keep control, or Cooley will keep control just for a second. Smith trying to push this one right back in. Tied up in front of the Utah bench. They'll keep control. Dursey looking for a quick pass up to Keller. He'll get in right side. Pressured along the boards, looking for help. He'll dump this one deeper. Detroit looking to push this one around. Schmaltz coming in to disrupt that. Hall not able to clear that one out. He'll get this one up to Edvinson, and he'll be the one to push this one back to the Utah line. Cutting in is Rasmussen. Deep behind the Utah net. He'll cut to the right side corner. Back down the line for Sherratt. Cuts to the slot with it. Throws one towards the net. That one wide. Takes a bounce from Melke. He'll get back to his net but without a stick. Sherratt back to Sider, throwing one towards the net. That one saved away. Along the right side boards, Raymond. He'll push this one deep with it again. Now tied up in that corner by Mata. He'll kick this one over to Dursey back behind the net now. Both teams digging away. Dursey. He'll push this one back right side now. Great little dink and donk by him. This one cleared all the way back down to the Detroit and Vmelka rushing to grab his stick. He'll get that one before anything comes back the other way. 9:35 left in the first now. An action-packed first so far. Detroit looking to clear this one out through their own end. Hits the body of McBain, but they'll keep control either way. Kane trying to cut up right side with it. Will squeak over the Utah line, and that one will be an offsides for Detroit. Utah opens up the scoring, but Detroit answers back in style. See what team decides to go ahead next. Very action-packed first so far. 9:25 left to play. Listening to Detroit, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. $9:25 left in the first. Both teams tied up at 1. Finally, as there's a break, a quick addendum to the Detroit lines. Third line for them, Soderblom, Comfort, Tarasenko. And the defensive pairs, Edvinsson and Petrie on that second, Johansson and Hall on the third. Both teams back and forth action. It's just exchanging a ton of rushes, not getting too many shots on net, but both teams, you can tell they're fighting for their playoff lives here. Right side draw outside the Utah end. Split poke back in the Utah zones. They win that one back. Now it's Kessling with it. Chip this one deep up to Gunther. He'll push his left side corner for Lyon. Prevent the icing there. Will end up to Edvinsson, trying to push this one out right side. Kept in by Utah, though. Carconi drops this one back to Gunther, deep in the corner with it. Back down the line. Kessling looking for a tip. That one goes wide. Tarasenko looking to clear this one out. Kept in by Utah. They'll dump it around. Lyon will get to it first, but can't hold this one down. He'll end up right side corner. Hayden looking for a quick tip in front to Carconi. Drops this one to Gunther. Can't get one in front. Great defense there by Detroit. Edvinsson, he'll cut out behind his own net with it. Up out of the zone. Entering in right side. Gets this one across for Soderblom. A shot there that hits a stick and bounces up to the glass. Cleared all the way back down to the Detroit end. No icing there. Left back behind the net for Sherratt. 8.5 left in the first. Long pass up there, neutralized. Chipped in to prevent the won't be chipped in to prevent the icing. Must have just been short. 8:28 left in the first. We head back to the Detroit end for the face-off. Additionally, the Vancouver, New Jersey game about to enter the third. That one tied up at 1. Shot still sitting 2-1 in favor of Utah, which doesn't shock me. This game has not been very shot heavy through the first, but tons of chances, just both defenses keeping anything in front tied down. Left side drawn in the Detroit end. It'll be Kerfoot and Mott on the draw. Tied up the double, one back by Utah. Maselli will race to grab it first, cutting up the left side corner with it. Throws one to the net. This one goes through everybody. He'll end up back to Jersey down at the line. Kerfoot throws one to Stenlund in front. That one hits a stick of cider, bounces back behind the net, ends up left side corner. Detroit able to get to it first. Watson, he'll clear this one out to neutral ice. Smith trying to cut around both Utah defenders there, just barely taken away by Marino. He'll cut in right side with it. Chipping this one around to Cider. He'll intercept that one first. Kerfoot deep in the corner now with it. Back down to the line, barely kept in there, thrown to the left side. Jersey can't quite get it over to Mata. I believe Mata the one to enter the zone, not Marino there. Jersey pushes this one back down the line for Stenlund for a tip from Kerfoot. This one goes wide. Detroit looking to clear this one all the way down. They will. Won't be an icing there as both teams racing for it. Utah will keep control, though. Drop back for Marino. Will just head behind the Utah net. Larkin with pressure, so has to move up quickly. It'll end up back down to the Detroit line. They have control. Rasmussen will chip this one in. Or Johansson will chip this one in, not Rasmussen there. Doesn't matter. Utah regains control. Trying to push this one out, but McBain not able to hold this pass down. No icing on this one as Krause able to beat Hull to the line. Johansson will keep control of it in the corner, though. Don't poke this one away. Thrown towards the net, but Lyon, he'll just hold that one for the save. Well, already. That was just a quick little play there. 7:08 left in the first. We head back to commercial. Utah hoping to kind of get that momentum back they had in the first. They're playing good, but Detroit matching them at every opportunity possible. Listening to Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after a short commercial break. 7:08 left in the first. Both teams tied up at 1. Shot currently sitting 4-1 in favor of Utah. Additionally, hits very physical through just 10 minutes here. 10-8 in favor of Utah, which is, again, like I said during the Tampa game, an encouraging sign to see as Utah not commonly playing a physical game. I've been more in favor of it over the last few games, and to see it or over the kind of whole season as a whole, and to see it in practice, very encouraging. Like seeing that from Utah. Left side draw on the Detroit end. It'll be Schmaltz and, well, maybe not. Can't see as Keller is the only one on the broadcast. See if anybody's kicked out of the dot. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't matter. Utah wins this one. Schmaltz looking for a quick shot. That one poked back neutralized. They'll dump it right back in, though. Lionel stopped this one behind the net. Ends up to Sherratt. Quick passes up through their own zone and trying to dump this one around for to brink it, but ends up in the stands instead. 6:54 now left in the first. We should go back to the Detroit end. Oh, even better for Utah. They'll call that one a delay of game on Detroit. Sider, 2 minutes for delay of game. Puck over glass. So Utah to the power play again. As stated before, Detroit, the worst penalty kill team in the league. Utah capitalized once. Let's see if we can do it again. Left side drawn in the Detroit end. One back by Detroit. They'll dump this one all the way to the Utah end. Take a bounce for Sergachev. Cutting out of his own zone. We'll dump this one back for Schmaltz. Chipped up to Keller. Over the red line. Back to Schmaltz. Now Gunther right side with it. Trying to get this one back to Schmaltz. Tied up along the boards instead. In Detroit, they'll clear this one. Well, we'll take a bounce up over the glass again. So back to the Detroit end we will go. Shouldn't be a 5-on-3, though. Nope, stay a 5-on-4. It's just the one penalty. 6:29 left in the first. Now, 1:35 left in the Utah power play. Right side draw, it'll be Larkin and Schmaltz. Eventually, we'll get this one dropped as everybody checking their in position. Finally, this one back by Utah. Ends up to Sergachev. Down at the line with it. Quick pass over to Keller, to Schmaltz, back to Keller. Loses control of the puck. It'll feed back down to the line. Now Gunther, left side with it, back to Sergachev at the line. Keller winds up, takes one, looks for a tip from Cooley. That one bounced behind the net instead. Push right back to him instead. Keller trying to cut up with it. Broken stick for Detroit. Right in front of the net front presence there. Keller, quick pass over to Cooley. Schmaltz throws one towards the net and right into the glove of Lyon. He'll hold. 6:02 now left in the first. 1:08 left in the Utah power play now. See again on the replay. Sherratt, the one with the broken stick right in front, but stayed in front. Didn't let that one disrupt him. Utah does take advantage, though, trying to get a tic-tac-toe play. Throws that one right to Schmaltz, right into the glove of Lyon. Great save by him. Right side draw on the Detroit end again. Can't see who's on the draw. We're not cutting to him. There we go. It'll be Confer and Cooley on the draw. This one back by Detroit. Looking to clear this one out left side. They will. Ends up all the way back down to the Utah end. Left for Sergachev. He'll move through his own zone with it. A little pressure there from Casper. Drop back to Schmaltz. Now Cooley cuts up with it. Dump this one in left side for Keller, trying to push this one around. Schmaltz will finally get this all the way around to Gunther along the right side boards to Sergachev. Now Keller fakes the shot. Will move left side instead. Now drop back the line for Sergachev. 35 seconds left on the power play. Sergachev winds up for Gunther. That one just goes wide. Ends up to Keller. Right back down the line. Gunther, another try. That one hits a stickler of Hall. Back to Keller. Sergachev, third time's the charm. Nope, back to Keller this time. Moving down the line to Schmaltz in front with it. Back to Sergachev. Keller keeps the shot. Back to Gunther, right side. Sergachev a shot. That one blocked by Detroit in front. And they'll clear this one out the Utah end. 5 seconds left in the Utah power play, so this one will be killed off. Larkin with great pressure, though, keeps this one on the left side corner. Marino not able to push this one around. Another delayed penalty. It'll be a high sticking on Utah this time. Marino taking a 2-minute for high sticking. Doesn't say on who yet, but now Detroit with the opportunity to answer back. Still not saying who, but regardless, Utah taking that penalty. With 4:51 left, or on Larkin. 4:51 left in the first. We'll see if Detroit can answer back on the power play. Killed off one. We'll see if they can take the lead at 2-1 this time. Listening to Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. .451 left in the first. Detroit heading to the power play. Marino 2-minute high sticking against Larkin. While they did mention Detroit had the worst penalty kill in the league, they also mentioned they have the third best power play. So Utah, this penalty kill unit's going to have to do what they do best and kill this off for 2 minutes. Left side draw on the Utah end, tied up at the dot push, the left side boards. Utah fighting to clear. Kept in by Detroit, though. Cole not able to get this one around. Will get deep for DeBrincat. Push to the right side for Kane. Now down the line is Sider. Raymond left side dot with it. Back to DeBrincat. Can't hold this pass down. Will keep control, though, as nobody comes to contest. Now back to Sider down the line. Back to Kane right side with it. Larkin skating in that middle. Move to the right side instead. Right to him. Looking for one from an angle. He'll just skate around. Back down the line for Sider. Quick one on net. That one saved away by Vejmelka, and Sergachev grabbed that one and clear it all the way back down to the Detroit end. 4:15 left in the first, 1:20 left in the Detroit power play. Cycling in their own zone. Here's Kane cutting up left side with it. Drops this one to Larkin. Right back to Kane. Thrown to the middle there for Raymond. Loses control, but Sider right there to pick it up. Sider quick pass across to Larkin right side with it. Deep is Kane. Leave this one for Larkin. Right back to Kane. Can't quite hold that pass down. Sider just barely can't get across. Keep that one in. Utah go for a quick change here. Sider will push this one in. Now Kane, right side, or at least he tries to, as that one will end up off sides. 3:45 left in the first. Now 54 seconds left on the Detroit power play. Can see why they have the third best in the league. Detroit very effective at moving this one around, especially with pieces such as Larkin and Kane on that line. And then you get deep with it, and then you have Sider back on the line to shoot those pucks in deep. Definitely can see why it's third best. Right side to draw outside the Utah end will be pushed all the way to the behind the Detroit end. Will be Edvinson with it. He'll lose control of the puck through neutral ice. Utah pick this one up. Cole, quick pass across there from him to Kerfoot. Will be dumped back behind the Utah net. Sergachev in control of it. Look to see how much time they can kill off this one, just passing it around their own zone at this point. Back behind the net for Cole. He'll whip this one and end up all the way to the Detroit end. 20 seconds now in the Detroit power play. 3:10 left in the first. Here's Casper cutting up with it. He'll get right into the middle, but taken away by Utah. Cooley catches it, so he's not able to poke that one out. Detroit will poke this one to the right side corner instead. Cole looks to clear, and will take a bounce to neutral ice. Stopped right at the Detroit blue line. They'll have control in this one. Killed off by Utah. 2:50 now left in the first. Sider back in his own end, cutting up with it. He'll launch this one in right side boards. End up around the left side. Utah back in control. Dersey will look to chip this one. Here's Gunther moving back up the other way. Looks for a backhand. Can't quite find that one. That one saved away by Lyon. Will pick it right back up, though. Quick pass across to Keller. Can't get the shot off either. Keeps control. Right side boards. Thrown back down to the line for Mata. Dancing with it. Has too much pressure. Will ring this one around to the left side corner. Trying to get this one deep with it. Rasmussen and Hayton both fighting for it. Will get this one back down to the line. Mata now with it. Left side point. Back to Dursey. Back to Mata. Throwing one towards the net. Looks for a tip. Ends up wide. Keller throws one to the net. This one saved away by Lyon, but still free. Ends up to Hayton. Drop back to Keller. He'll move right side corner with it. Trying to move down the line, but pressured by Detroit. Kept in by Dursey just for a second. Poked back down to the red line. Utah launches one in as they go for a quick change. Detroit will as well. Takes a bounce. Keller will keep this one in, though. Cooley not able to get that one. Cole throws one to the net. Towards the net. That one goes wide. McBain can't quite keep that one down. Was McBain, not Cooley on that initial shot there. Or chance. McBain digging for it in that left side corner. Sider with great pressure. Will ring this one around back down to the line. Kept in there by Krause. McBain looking for one in front. Krause looking for a beautiful little spin move there, but ultimately can't get that one on net. And Lyon, he'll just grab for the save. Minute 27 now left in the first. Shot sitting 7-2 in favor of Utah at this point. Just an excellent rush there by Utah. Gunther starts it off with the rush. Can't get the backhand on net. Poke checked away, I believe, at the last second. Him and Sider tying him up on that one. And then Utah just not giving up on the play. Fighting to keep it in along the boards. Get it deep. Get a change in as well. Excellent from a team fighting for the playoffs. This is exactly what you want to see from them. Right side draw on or in the Detroit end. It'll be Stenlin and Kastler on the draw. One back by Utah, but tied up just for a second. So Detroit will cut up the other way with it. DeBrincat will push this one in left side corner. Cole get to it first. Get this one around Kastler. Will push it right side for Kerfoot. Looking to clear this one up to neutral ice. Maselli can't quite hold that pass down. Detroit will take it right back. Looks to dump this one in, but Kesselring, right place, right time, will stop that one before it gets deep. Maselli trying to move out with it. He'll dump this one to neutral ice instead. DeBrincat looking for a centering feed there to Casper. Won't find it. Kesselring long feed up. Here's Maselli moving in with it. Trying to throw this one on net. Not able. Or Kerfoot, the one there. Maselli was back to help. Barely kept in. Nope, won't be. Figured it wasn't. That one just barely offsides for Utah. 50.2 now left in the first. Great rush up by Kerfoot. He tries to cut in with it. Just Petrie. Great defense to tie him up the entire way from that left side dot in. Just gets that stick across. Kerfoot not able to get too great a shot, and Lyon makes the save where he needs. 50.2 should be, yep, it'll be left side draw outside the Detroit end. One back by him. Johansson looks to chip this one up to neutral ice. Utah will take it right back away. Keller, he'll move this one back down to his own line. Drop back for Marino. Now over to Sergachev as he cuts over the red line with it. Quick pass across to Keller. Right side point. Launches over to the left for Schmaltz. He'll pick it up in the corner. Run around for Keller as he moves right side deep with it. Trying to feed this one to Cooley, but Johansson, great defense to take that one away from him. Looking to move this one down the boards. 19 seconds left. Thrown towards the middle. Sergachev will keep this one in. Thrown to the net. A chip or a deflection on Lyon there, but that one saved away. 10 seconds. Detroit looking for one last rush here. Tarasenko trying to pass that one across the confer. Won't take it, though. Utah looks to clear. Kept in. One shot. That one missed away. Schmaltz cutting up the other way. He'll throw one on the net, but time has run out before that one even finds Lyon. Final shots at the end of the first. It'll be 9-2 in favor of Utah. Up and down for both teams. Utah taking control at the end of the period there. Just in store for another exciting game. I don't think anything's going to top that Tampa one for a little bit, but still 40 to play. Anything can happen. And while we're here, looking over at the Vancouver, New Jersey game, still tied up at 1, about 9 minutes left in the third. So that one will end before the second starts for Utah. As we stand, Detroit 1, Utah 1. You're listening to Detroit, Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. See you in about 15 for the second. Welcome back. We're ready to start the second period, tied up at 1. Some stats before we head into the second. Shots currently sitting 9-2 in favor of Utah. Faceoffs 10-8 in favor of Utah. Detroit 0 for 1 on the power play. Utah 1 for 2. Hits 12-11 in favor of Detroit, and block shots 7-4 Detroit. Additionally, over to the New Jersey-Vancouver game. New Jersey up 3-2 with about 3.5 left in that one. So hopefully New Jersey can hold out for just a few more minutes there. Looking back to our game, more importantly here, Utah is going to want to hopefully build on that momentum they had at the end of the first there. Had plenty of good offensive chances, definitely a ton of shots on net, just not able to put anything past Lyon. If you're Detroit, you just want more sustained offensive pressure. Currently, it's tied, so at least you're not fighting to get that lead back, but they had trouble getting it into the zone and then staying in. Remember, they only had 2 shots in that first. I believe they were saying they only had a minute and a half of offensive zone time throughout that first 20. So if they can tidy that up, should be crucial for them to win. Opening draw will be Larkin and Cooley once again. Once we get the rest of this figured out. Finally, this puck drop tied up. Cooley will finally push this one back down to the Utah line, trying to chip this one up to Keller. Detroit will look to push this one right back in. Rasmussen and Raymond fight to dig this one away. Larkin will take it instead. They'll try, but to no avail. That one offsides on Detroit. 19:50 now left in the second. Additionally, 2.5 left in the New Jersey game. As long as Utah can build on that momentum they had coming out of the first, it should be, enough for them offensively. Was a right side draw outside the Utah zone, push all the way to the Detroit end. Lyon looks to clear, but tied up along the right side boards just for a second. Detroit will take this one, pushing it right back. Here's Raymond with it, deep in his own end. Chips this one up to Sherratt. Long pass across, trying to find Rasmussen. Cooley, great job to intercept that one. He'll drop that one back for Marino. Sergachev now with it. Long pass from him, intercepted as well. Kane, the one with it, cuts up the right side, trying to throw one in front. Looks for a tip there, won't find it. Bounce back down the line sider. He'll push this one deep in the Detroit end, or deep in the Utah end. Kane not able to get to it. Launched up through neutralize. Schmaltz to push this one on net. Line will make the easy save there. Petrie now with it. Quick pass across to Kane in the zone end. Now back to Petrie. Trying to chip this one up. It'll take a bounce. Kane will keep this one in. Krause cutting up the other way with it. Tied up along those right side boards. Can't do much. Petrie will push this one right back down to Edvinson. Chipped up, and Detroit up the other way. Cutting up the right side with it. Looking to throw this one into the middle. Nothing there. Casper the one trying to push that one in. Pass through neutralize, trying to find Krause there. Just can't hold that one down. Here's DeBrincat. Quick pass across to Kane. Back to DeBrincat. Can't hold that down. Ends up behind the net. Quick pass in front. Kane looking for one. Or Casper. Doesn't matter who, it trickles in. Just looks like Vejmelka just not on the post, and it just takes a lucky bounce. Detroit will head up 2-1. Nope, not 12-2. It's not a money puck. They didn't get that many. Now let's see on the replay here. Casper up to the right side. Him and DeBrincat just playing give and go with it. Oh, it looks like it takes a bounce off Krause in front, actually. Yeah, Casper just tries to throw this one in. It bounces off the right knee of Krause and right through the 5-hole of Vejmelka. It's just an unlucky bounce for Utah there. Casper, his 14th of the season. Wait for the assist to roll in. Opening draw, one back by Detroit, tied up along the boards right side of the Utah and pushed in by Koffer. Taken away by Detroit, looking for another one quickly. That one taken away, though, by Utah. They'll push this one back to neutral ice. Kerfoot up the left side with speed, throwing one towards the net. That one blocked away by Lyon. Takes bounce up into the netting. There's only 55 seconds left in the New Jersey game, still up 3-2. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of luck, and Detroit definitely capitalizing on that one. But Utah answering back quickly, getting it back into the Detroit end, firing shots at Lyon. It's exactly what you want to see. That one actually off the crossbar, so Utah just inches away from tying this one up. Left side draw on the Detroit end. Kerfoot, and I can't see who for Detroit. It'll be Mott for Detroit on the draw. 18:06 left in the second. Shot setting 10-3 as we drop this one a second time. Stenlin and Mott, I believe this time. Quick shot from Maselli. That one saved away by Lyon. Fighting for it in the right side corner. Maselli looks to push this one back down the line. Dursey fires one towards the net. That one blocked by Detroit. Up the other way they come. It's Mott with it. Mott looking to find some defense there. Melko will save that one away and will catch the secondary rebound there as it flutters towards him again. Kept in by Watson. Check this one to the right side corner. Mott trying to fight for it. Ends up behind the net for Dursey. He'll clear this one up through his own zone. Up to Stenlin. Gets this one up to Kerfoot. Goes a little too far for him. Line behind his net. Will dump this one to left side corner. Stenlin will intercept there. Big collision by Kerfoot. And I couldn't see who in the left side corner. Delayed penalty on Utah, I believe. Nope, mistaken there. Just looked like it was. Ref must have been looking at something else there. Kirkoni trying to cut back in with it. Gets in, but 4-on-1 there. Can't do much alone. Detroit will take that one and chip it all the way back down to neutral ice. Sergachev will look to push this one up the boards. Taken away by Sider right at the line, though. Launched in left side. Will end up right side corner of the Utah end. Both teams digging away at it. Soderblom looking to grab this one away. Kept in by Tarasenko, though. Look to throw one towards the net. Goes wide. Soderblom will pick it up right side corner. Push back down the line, but taken away by Utah in the process. Tarasenko looked to push this one right back in, but would have been, or no, that not an offsides there. Digging for as he's kind of falling down, but still looks to throw that one towards the net. Ultimately, Utah takes that one away. Tied up in neutral ice. Hayden Soderblom fighting for it. It'll be Confer that takes this one away, but Sergachev will take that one from him, throws us to the left side boards of neutral ice. Utah circling with it. Finally, Sergachev will get this one into the Detroit end, rings this one around the boards, ends up right side corner for Schmaltz, tries to throw this one in front, takes a bounce way up in the air, kept in right at the line by Sergachev, but gets just barely poked out of the zone, dumped deep by Sergachev. Johansson now with it. Chips this one up. Now Raymond moving. He'll cut in right through the middle, throwing one towards the net, hits a stick. Takes a little bit of a bounce there, but ultimately that one's saved away. Raymond looks to throw this one back behind the Utah net. Cooley will look to fight to get this one away. Takes a couple bounces through the slot there. Ultimately ends up to Kesselring in the left side corner. Takes a second to clear this one out. Keller trying to poke that one a little further. Utah now back with it. Kesselring drops this one back to Keller. Can't get a shot off, but taken away by Schmaltz. Schmaltz throws this one over to the left or right side point there for Cole. Looks for a tip in front from Kesselring. Won't find it. Kesselring right back down to the slot with it. Circling at the line. Now moves up left side. Still in control, but Larkin, great pressure the entire way. Puts this one to Keller in the right side corner. Pressured by Hall there. Keller looking for a call. Won't find it. Sherratt cuts out of the Detroit end with it. He'll launch this one to the Utah end. Clear two, neutralized just for a second. Ends up right in the hands of Patrick Kane. Utah back with it. Here's Krause moving in all alone. Fakes shot. That one saved away by Lyon. Great defense there. Not great defense, just great everything by Lyon. McBain looks to stuff in front. And that one's saved away. That's two great chances Utah had in front. Just Lyon, great saves on both of them. If it couldn't get any worse for Utah, Vancouver did end up tying that one up, so that one going to overtime. Just wow! Look at the Krause one first, just completely all alone at the Detroit line, fakes to the left and just can't get that one past Lyon in time. Falls that one the entire way. I think he's expecting that one to go that way, so that's how he has so much control there. And as Detroit looks to move this one out, McBain, quick little backhand in front, right the glove hand of Lyon. Just excellent play from him. Especially considering he wasn't planning on playing tonight. Mrazek ended up getting hurt within the first 10 seconds of the game, so Lyon to go in and currently save 13 for 15. Extraordinary. Right side draw on the Detroit end, trying to push this one to Kane in the left side corner. Will finally clear this one out to neutral ice. DeBrincat can't get too much with it. It'll be taken away by Dursey. Dursey back in his own end, cuts up with it. He's got Stenlin to help him. That one taken away by Detroit, and this one called dead. A hooking call on Detroit there. DeBrincat heading to the box, so Utah to the power play again. DeBrincat 2 minutes for hooking against Dursey. We'll see on the replay here. Yeah, just kind of hooks him as he tries to cut in the zone with it, trying to prevent Jersey from getting in. 14:35 left in the second, the third power play opportunity for Utah tonight. Wow, that's the completely wrong name on the score button, on the score bug there. That was Gonzalez. Apparently gets the penalty for Detroit. Regardless, left side draw in the Detroit end, one back by them, and they'll clear this one out to the Utah end. Sergachev back in his own zone. Mott with pressure. He'll cut out with it instead of dropping this one back. Moves in, looking to push this one all the way. It'll end up left side corner, run around. Kept in at left side point. Now Keller with it in the slot. Drops this one back for Schmaltz. A shot towards the net. That one saved away. Ends up the left side point. Sergachev will keep this one in. Now Gunther. Quick pass across to Keller, right side as he moves left. Sergachev back to Keller. Looking to set up Gunther, but won't. Deep is Cooley now with it. Back to Keller. Gunther left side. Minute 14 left on the power play. Sergachev at the line now with it. Looking for a shot here. Keller trying to move around with a quick pass cross, trying to set up Schmaltz. That one poked away on its way to him. Back to Schmaltz left side now with it. As he moves down the line as Gunther gets deep. Moving right side, gets this one to Keller as he doubles back down the right side boards. Cooley looking to set up Schmaltz in front. Detroit looking to clear. Won't on the initial attempt. Barely will on the second, but stopped right at the line by Utah. Looking for a quick rush here, trying to catch Keller as he gets in the zone, but Detroit will take that one away and clear it all the way down. 13:05 left in the second now. 30 seconds left in the Utah power play. Shots currently sitting 15-5 in favor of Detroit. Remember, Detroit up 2-1. Carcone moving up with it, getting this one across to McBain, but tied up right as he gets in the zone. Detroit will clear this one all the way down again. Jersey now with it, 10 seconds. Utah looking for one last rush. He'll dump this one back to Hayton. Cuts in right side, gets to the middle, tries to throw one towards the net, but Detroit will body block that one and clear it all the way down. Additionally, that penalty killed off. 12.5 left in the second. Utah looking to push this one up through neutral ice. They'll take a bounce into the Detroit end. Lyon now with it. No icing on that one. Detroit pushing back up the other way. Trying to get a pass across there is Casper. Ultimately doesn't end up with it. Kerfoot to Maselli cutting out with it. Maselli forced the right side corner. Will get this one to Kerfoot back behind the net. Back to Maselli. Dancing with it in the corner. Pressure there by Johansson. Looking to get this one to Kerfoot, but he's pressured by Petrie. Pushed down to the right side corner for Kessler and can't hold that pass down. As it ends up back to the Utah line. And Stedlin just a little too far there for Kerfoot as he's not able to hold that one down either. Taken away Maselli, pass bounces off his skates, and Detroit back in possession. There's Petrie, long pass up to neutral ice to take a bounce back to the Utah end. Edvindson now with it. Trying to chip this one up. Just keeps taking bounces through neutral ice. Finally ends up behind the Utah net. Cole looking to push this one around. Cleared up to neutral ice. Hayden not able to hold that pass down. Carcone skating in to grab it, taken away by Detroit before he can even get there. Rasmussen will chip this one to the left side corner. Larkin trying to get to it first, but Cole back with pressure. Thrown in front. Bounces wide though. Carcone will take it away. Back up the other way. Utah comes. Gunther. He'll find Hayden along the right side boards. Sherratt and Sider both pressuring him. Quick shot there by Gunther right into the glove of Lyon. He'll hold for the save. Couple chances for Utah there in the second, just not able to keep anything in the net. Lyon playing exceptionally good tonight. Detroit up 2-1. You're listening to Detroit, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. 11:08 left in the second. Detroit still up 2-1 against Utah. Additionally, about 30 seconds left in the Vancouver overtime. So that one likely will go to a shootout. We'll keep an eye on that. Yep, 11 seconds left. That one should go. Detroit just keeping Utah, or let me try that one again. Utah getting into the offensive zone quite well, but Detroit, the defense and Lion keeping them from tying this game up. Lions been playing exceptionally well. I've really been liking the Detroit defense so far tonight. We'll see if Utah can out-battle them and take the lead back. Left side draw, Detroit end. Both teams tying for it. Shot thrown towards the net. That one goes wide. Tied up along the left side boards. Detroit looks to move this one out. Utah will keep it in, though. Now Doan with it. Right side looks to throw one towards the net. That one wide again. Kept in by McBain. He'll ring this one around. Kept in at left side point by Dursey. Looking to push this one deeper. End up left side point now. Kept in again as Utah just quickly moving this one around the zone. Detroit fighting for it along the left side board. Still kept in by Utah, though. They'll ring this one around. Lion will push this one to Petrie in the left side corner. Now drop down to Mata, looking to throw one towards the net. McBain can't hold that one down. A quick shot looking for another tip there. Wide again. Finally, along those left side boards, Detroit able to cut out with it. It's Confer. Try and chip this one to himself along the right side boards. Jersey will get to it first. Quick pass up to McBain. He'll look to clear, but caught up in Detroit there as they move back in with it. Soderblom, he'll push this one left side. Drop back for Raymond. Soderblom with it. Tries to throw it in front. This one taken away by Keller. Keller, long pass up. Here's Schmaltz cutting in with it. He'll double back to the line. Too much pressure. I'll leave this one for Cooley instead. Cooley, now up to Keller. Can't hold that pass down, though. Sider will take this one away just for a second. Keller will take it right back. Down the line for Marino. Now Sergachev with it. Snaps one towards the net. That one hits the glass, but stays in. Tied up is Cooley in the left side corner. Finds Keller in front. Can't ring around for it. Thrown to the left side, but kept in by Schmaltz. Throwing one towards the net. Almost chipped in by Rasmussen. Ultimately, that one goes wide. Marino fighting for it. Cooley now deep with it. Back to Marino in the right side corner. Back to Cooley as he moves left side with it. Tries to throw this one back down the line for Sergachev. Chip to Marino. Round with it. Trying to find Schmaltz on the right side boards. Larkin not able to clear. Keller will keep this one in. Thrown to the left side, but nobody there but Utah. Or nobody there but Detroit. So Utah will move back to their own end with it. Sergachev, quick pass up to Schmaltz. Not able to put this one in. Hayden looking for one in close. That one, I believe, catches the side or the shoulder of Lion, but saved away regardless. Sider with it. 8:55 left in the second now. He'll cut up out of the zone with it. He'll push it in right side. Vmelka able to slow this one behind his own net. He'll push it along the left side boards. Kept in by Detroit, though. Throwing one towards the net. That one goes wide. Utah looking to clear along the right side boards. They will. Ends up in neutralized. Detroit right at their own line with it. Ultimately taken away by Carcone, but just for a second there. As Detroit's able to get that one back. Cole looking to move this one. Cole keep it in, though. Gunther snaps one towards the net. That one bounces wide. Looking for a rebound there. Whiffs on the puck. Back to Gunther down at the line. Cole now with it. I believe Kesselring, the one looking for a tip there. Bad pass by Utah. Here's Smith racing for it. 2-on-1, though. Couldn't do much with it, but enough to get Hull to meet with him back the other way. Cole able to take this one away in the left side corner. Looking to clear. Not able to on the first attempt. We'll find Kesselring back behind his own net. Right back to him, though. 8 minutes left in the second. Pass up to Stenlin. Quick pass cross to Maselli. Trying to cut up the left side boards of the Detroit end with it. Not able. Poke back to neutralize. Kane looking to chip this one into the zone. He will. Vmelka will leave this one around to the left side boards. He'll find Maselli in the neutral ice with it. Tied along the boards by Rasmussen, though. Utah poke this one back down to their own end. Vmelka will chip this one right side corner. Mata, the only one back to grab it. Long pass up by them. No icing on the play. Ends up right side corner of the Detroit end. Tarasenko trying to clear this one out. Will end up to neutralize regardless. Here comes Confer up the right side with it. Pressured by Kesselring. Will get this pass over to Tarasenko. Now deep left side corner with it of the Utah end. Broken stick for Detroit. Sider with it. Moving up the slot. Shot. That one goes wide. Ends up back to Tarasenko. Trying to push it back to him. Soderblom, the one with the broken stick, but ends up getting to the bench for another one. Sider looks to throw one from the right side point, but catches a couple sticks there and bounces up into the netting, so play blown dead. 6:58 left in the second now. Vancouver, New Jersey in a shootout at the moment, so we'll see what that one ends up with. As for our game, Detroit's still up 2-1. Utah fighting back to try and tie this one up, but Detroit not going down easy. Listening to Detroit, New Jersey, that's not right. Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. .658 left in the second. Detroit still up 2-1. Utah trying to fight back offensively, and they've been doing a pretty good job at it, but this Detroit defense just outmatching them at every possible point, especially that line of Sherratt and Sider. I'm really liking that one. Sider all over the ice, big hits there, and pretty decent offensively down the line. Just everything you could love from a defenseman. Right side draw on the Utah end. We'll drop this one a second time. We're still waiting on the result of that Vancouver, New Jersey shootout. Could be the app, could just be that the shootout's taking long. On the second attempt here, I believe Coffer and can't see who for Utah. Cooley, the one will draw one back to the right side corner. Larkin will take this one away, trying to throw this one in front. Great defense there by Utah. Raymond looking for one in close. This one taken away by Utah again. Back down the line for Hall. We'll end up back to Keller, I believe. Was him as he chipped this one back to neutral ice. Raymond will take it away. Trying to push this one back in. He'll deep and dunk with it. Whiffs on the shot, though, to get this one in. Keller taking it away. Chip to the right side corner, the Detroit end. Both teams digging away. Ends up to Raymond. Bad clear again from him. He kept tied up along those right side boards. Marino trying to dig this one away. Finally, it breaks free down the line. Keller in controls. He tries to draw another penalty there. Down on the ice. Keeps control of it for a good while there. Detroit back up the other way. Here's Raymond. Great defense there by Cooley. He'll poke check that one away. Launched up to neutral ice. Batted down by Detroit. Utah will pick this one up. Cooley, as he had times, that one would have been a hand pass. Drops this one back. That one shot and saved by Lyon. I believe Dillon the one there to launch that one on net. We'll head to commercial again already. Vancouver ends up winning that one 4-3 in a shootout. So Utah, as if they didn't need to win it before, definitely needs to win it now. 5:56 left in the second. Detroit still up 2-1. You're listening to Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. 5:56 left in the second. Detroit still up 2-1. Somehow Utah's been playing good offensively. Just this, said it once, I'll say it again. This New Jersey, this Detroit defense playing exceptionally. Just good because they're very lacking in offense. Shots sitting 14-4 in favor of Utah. Looking at the second specifically, 5-2 Utah. Will be a right side draw on the Detroit end. Will be McBain and Confer on the draw. One back by Utah. Right to Doan. Whiffs on the shot entirely, taken away by Detroit. They cut up out of their own zone with it. Soderblom will push her to the right side corner. Mata and Dersey back to defend. Will end up to Mata on the right side corner, trying to chip this one up to Doan. He'll move up out of the zone with it. Cutting in the left side. He'll chip it, trying to get that one into the middle. That one taken away by Edvinson. He'll look to clear this one out of the line. Kept in by Utah, though. Mata moving up with it. Quick pass in the middle. Doan, another one. Whiffed on that one. McBain looking to set up Mata there. This one taken away by Detroit. Petrie, long pass up through neutral ice, and Detroit will chip this one to the right or left side corner of the Utah end. 5:18 now left in the second. Hayton looking to move this one up the boards to the neutral ice. Ultimately, Detroit will push this one back the Utah end, just barely getting an icing there. 5:11 left in the second now, and back to the Detroit end we go for the face-off. See if Utah can capitalize on this one. Doan had a beautiful opportunity right off the draw, just completely missed the puck there. So see if they can do this one again now with a few more tired Detroit players out there. Once we cut away from the bench. There we go. Left side draw in the Detroit end. It'll be Hayton, and it will be Casper on the draw. Second time's a charm. Tied up at the dot. One back by Hayton eventually. Trying to move this one back down to line. He'll find Gunther right in the slot, trying to throw one towards the net, but ultimately takes a bounce up into the netting. So play blown dead again. 5:03 now left in the second. Believe it'll be left side draw again. Don't know, in my luck, I'll probably be proven wrong as soon as we cut away. Yep, go figure. Right side draw this time in the Detroit end. It'll be Hayton, and it will be Casper again, just on the other side this time. Finally, this one dropped, tied up at the dot. Utah will look to push this one back, although it won't matter as we'll drop this one a second time. 5:03 still left in the second. Detroit up 2-1. Casper and Gunther this time on the draw. See if we can get this one dropped successfully this time. Tied up at the dot. It will be successful. Detroit will take this one away. Here's Kane cutting up out of the zone with it. He'll chip this one into the right side corner. Cole will get to it first. He'll push this one around to Gunther, left side corner of his own zone. Take a minute to move with it. Now Hayden will chip this one in right side. Detroit will push it right back out. I believe it caught the skate of the ref there, so Utah will push this one back down to their own line. Running around to Hayden. Sherrod, great pressure on him, trying to get this one pushed around further, but Sider, great pressure on Carcone. Casper coming in to help, as both of the players previously stated fight for it. Ultimately pushed right in front of Lyon, but this one cleared outright to DeBrincat. Utah back in their own end. Bad pass now to DeBrincat. He'll push this one right back in. Cole back behind his own net as Utah goes for a change. Sergachev will chip this one up to Stenlund, cutting in left side with it. It'll end up back behind the behind the Detroit net. Hull trying to fight for it. Kerfoot coming in to try and take that one away. Ultimately ends up to Johansson, and this one cleared all the way down by Detroit. This one barely an icing on Utah there. I think if Sergachev would have just skated a little slower, that one would have been caught, as he didn't have as much speed on the back check there as the Detroit player racing him. Regardless, he gets the icing all the same, so, what are you going to do? 3:55 now left in the second. Left side draw in the Detroit end. It'll be Mott and Cooley. One back by Utah. It'll take a bounce back down to the line. Keller will ring this one around to the right side corner. Both teams digging away at it as this one ends up left side. Keller will get to it first, trying to throw this one back down the line, but taken away by Detroit. Here's Watson cutting out with it. He'll throw one towards the net. That one right on Vejmelka. He'll hold for the save. 3:37 now left in the second. Shots now sitting 14-5 in favor of Utah. Just Utah after that opening. And the opposite of what usually happens, Utah started strong and then fell apart. Usually it's the other way around where they start slow and then get it together. But just after that second Detroit goal, just tricks in off of the knee of Kraus. Just seems like the wind's been taken out of their sails severely. Gonna need to get this figured out. You don't want to go into the third down one. Left side draw in the Utah end was Kerfoot Larkin. Instead, it'll be Stenlin Larkin. See on the second attempt here if they can get this one dropped successfully. They'll end up back down to line for Petrie. Throws one towards net. That one goes wide. Model grabbing the left side corner. Kerfoot looking to chip this one up to Stenlin. He'll get it out of the zone at least. Maselli racing Petrie forward as it ends up right side corner of the Detroit end. Neither will end up with it. Takes a bounce over to Larkin. Left side in his own zone. Pass up there, neutralize up there. Rasmussen will get this one in right side, but nobody there but Mata to grab. Looking to push this one up through neutralize. Will end up to Kerfoot. Quick pass up to Maselli. Poke checked away from him. Detroit back up the other way. It's Raymond with it. Looking for a shot towards the net. That one goes wide. Ends up right side boards. Melka without his stick, but don't worry as Utah clears this one back down to neutralize. Pushed right back in by Edvinson. But nobody there but Utah to grab. Long pass up to Kerfoot. Quick pass across to Keller. He's trying to move down the line. Looking for another call there. We will get that one. He will get the tripping call there. Looking for one all night and finally gets that one. Let's see. Soderblom taking a 2-minute tripping against Keller. So Utah, for the fourth time tonight, heads to the power play. Also, additionally, because I forgot, on the Casper goal, assists from DeBrincat and Edvinson, their 28th and 20th, respectively. 2:42 left in the second. Utah on the power play for most of it. See if they can tie this one up. They got the first one on the power play. See what happens. Right side draw and the Detroit end. Eventually we'll get this one dropped. Man, maybe we will. Schmaltz kicked out of the dot. Cooley in instead. Can't see who for Detroit. It's the Delta Center shaking the screen so much. Can't read the numbers. Doesn't matter as that one ends up decider and cleared all the way back down to the Utah end. Sergachev with it. Back in the Utah zone. Larkin with a little bit of pressure. He'll drop this one back to Schmaltz. Cuts up right side with it. Trying to chip this to Gunther. Taken away by Detroit and cleared all the way down. Sergachev will saunter back to grab this one again. 2:15 left in the second now, 1:33 in the Utah power play. Long pass back for Schmaltz. Cuts over the red line, gets in right side. Great pressure there by Rasmussen, forced to clear this one all around, trying to find Keller along the left side boards. Detroit will get to it first, but kept in by Utah. Here's Cooley moving right side with it. Quick pass across to Gunther, drops this one back down to Sergachev. Moving over, Cooley now with it, back to Sergachev down at the left side point. Cooley right side. Now Keller deep with it, trying to cut in front, looks for a quick little backhand. That one saved away by Lyon, though. 1:44 left in the second now, 1:02 in the Utah power play. See on the replay here how close he was. Keller just looking to cut in close with it. Oh, doesn't have the shot there, but that one was poke checked by Rasmussen towards the net, actually. Oh, inches away is Lyon able to get the glove hand on the post in time. Detroit looks to bring this one around, kept in at the line by Gunther. Now Sergachev deep in the slot with it. Quick pass across to Keller. Cooley deep. Back to Keller right side, trying to set up Gunther, but can't. Schmaltz in front, tries to get a pass to Cooley. That one taken away by Rasmussen, looks to clear. Kept in by Schmaltz, though. Tied up along the right side boards. Trying to squeak this one free to Keller. It'll be pushed back behind the net. Lyon heads out of his net to race for it, but ultimately doesn't matter. Detroit will clear this one down to the Utah end. Ends up in the left side corner. Sergachev able to get to it first. 1 minute left in the second. Here's Carcone skating out with us. 15 seconds left in the Utah power play. Chipped up right side to himself. Gets deep with it. Trying to push this one back down to the line. Hayton will be able to grab. 8 seconds from the power play now. or McBain the one to grab. Quick pass cross, whiffs on the shot there. Ends up back down the line for Dursey, trying to throw another one wide again. Penalty killed off. Another one thrown towards the net, but this one saved away by Lyon. 37.9 left in the second now. We'll see if the shots stay the same or not. I have a feeling I haven't updated. No, are up. They are up to speed still. 14-5 still in favor of Utah. Doesn't matter, though, as they haven't been able to get anything on net, or A, in the net, and B, on net in a minute. So that's 3 power play opportunities now they have not been able to score on. 37.9 left in the second. Once we cut away from Gunther on the bench, there we go. Left side draw in the Detroit end. It'll be Larkin, and it will be Stenlin on the draw. Tied up, a one back. Maselli looking for one in closer. Rebound, that one saved away by Lyon. Another one Maselli can't quite grab. Push the right side boards. Cole move it back down to him at the right side point. Trying to bring this one around for Kerfoot. Looks to cut in front, but can't. Kept in line by Dursey, I believe. Trying to bring this one around for Stenlin. Won't matter. Kerfoot trying to dig this one away. Quick passes up for Detroit. DeBrincat will get it. He'll clear this one all the way down. Kane racing for it. Marino back as well, though. Push deep behind the Utah net. Ends up right side corner. Cole looking to get this one out of the zone at the very least. And will end up to the Detroit end. Doesn't have legs for an icing. And that will be the end of the second. Final shots still sitting 14-5 in favor of Utah. Second specifically 5-3 Utah. Detroit holding out just long enough. The defense and Lyon keeping them in this game. Utah is going to need a big third if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, especially with Vancouver winning. Though they have games in hand on St. Louis, it's only one at this point, so they're going to need a big third. As we stand now, Detroit still up 2-1 against Utah. You're listening to Detroit, Utah on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. See you in about 15 for the third. Welcome back. So we're going to start the third period. Detroit still up 2-1 against Utah. Stats before we head into the third. Shot sitting 14-5 in favor of Utah. Breaking that down, that's 9-2 Utah in the first, 5-3 Utah in the second. Faceoffs 21-13 in favor of Utah. Detroit over 1 on the power play. Utah 1 for 4. Hits sitting 25-20 in favor of Detroit, and block shots 16-9 in favor of Detroit. Looking at the third, starting with Detroit, just keep up the defensive game. Lions been playing great, and that's this Detroit defense holding it down spectacularly. Utah, it's quite simple. Though the defense has been good, you've had plenty of offensive opportunities. You just need to finish on them. Passes have been going a little wide, a little far, not able to hold them down. Just calm it down a little, finish those plays. There's been plenty of opportunities where there should have been, tied or 3-2. You should be up at some point. Still 20 to play. Still anything can happen in what comes down to a must-win game. Opening draw for the third and final time, Cooley and Larkin. Eventually we'll get this one dropped. Second attempt, finally. There we go, one back by Detroit. Sider moving back to his own zone. We'll give this one across to Sherratt, trying to move up with it. Utah take it away along the boards, but dump the left side corner. Sider will get to it first. Dumped all the way back down to the Utah and racing for it, and they'll call that one an icing on Detroit. 19:54 now left in the third. Because of Vancouver's win, once again, Utah 6 points out, but now 81 for St. Louis, 78 for Vancouver, 77 for Calgary, and then Utah 75. Left side draw on the Detroit end, one back by him. They'll push this one right side boards. Rasmussen, I believe, looking to clear, push this one all the way back down to the Utah end, and that one another icing. As I was saying, Utah, so many points back. However, while they do have games in hand, if they lose tonight, that only puts them 1 game in hand on St. Louis, and you're still back 6. At least with a win tonight, you're 4 back with a game. Win that one, you're 2 back. Utah, not in an impossible situation, but they're going to need a little luck from them. A little help and luck. Was a left side draw. Utah will keep this one in the Detroit zone, but not for very long. They'll clear this one back to neutral ice, or at least they'll try on the first attempt. Will on the second, but Utah will pick it right back up their line. Schmaltz in his own zone, looking to cut out with it. Move right side and fling this one around. End up left side for Evanson. I'll leave this one for Kane. Fighting to keep this one in is Krause, I believe. Doesn't matter. Utah will look for a second attempt here. Push to neutral ice. Schmaltz will dump this one in. Will end up left side for Krause. Trying to move this one around. McBain coming in to help, but ultimately still gets around. Detroit will push this one back down to neutral ice. Big hit by Casper. Utah will keep control, and that one blown dead. Not sure what for there, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't see anything. Likely just off sides if I had to take a stab at it. So that's the only thing that makes sense in that scenario. Could have also been a hand pass, looking at the replay again. Because Jersey jumps to swat this one down, just touches it, but doesn't end up again. Yeah, as he's hit off the puck. Yeah, just a hand pass there. He's hit before he can touch that puck again. Center ice draw. It'll be Hayton and Casper. Carcone will push this one back down to the Utah end. Jersey now with it, looking to clear this one up through neutral ice. Carcone racing forward along the right side boards. Edvinson will push him off the puck, but will keep control. Now pressured by Petrie. Edvinson will push this one down the line. Kept in by Jersey, though. Pushed to Hayton, looking to throw one towards net. Bounces off a Detroit body, ends up to Kane along the left side boards. Cleared to neutral ice. Hayton will clear this one out of the air, push back to his own zone. Chipped up by Gunther to prevent the icing there. Hayton racing for it. Petrie trying to pressure him off the puck. Edvinson coming in to help. As well as, can't see who for Detroit, I believe Soderblom. Still tied up in that right side corner. 18 minutes left in the third. It is Soderblom coming in to help. Finally squeaks free, ends up back down to the line, but nobody there. Ends up all the way to the Utah end. Won't be an icing there as this one dumped all the way by Utah themselves. Cole will get to it first. Tied up by Tarasenko, though. Confer trying to take this one away. Kessering looking to push this one down the boards. Utah still trying to clear this one out. Finally, they will on the second attempt here. Takes a couple bounces off Detroit sticks, though, and it's right back to him. Lyon pushes this one along the left side board, and Detroit looking for a quick rush through neutralized. Utah goes for a change. Won't be able to get that one as Sergachev gets this one around to Marino, left side corner of the Utah end. Quick pass up to Sergachev again, chips this one up to Cooley. Will push this one back down the line, left side with it. Schmaltz trying to cut up, delayed penalty on Detroit. Keller will keep control back down the line for Schmaltz. Keller with it, back to Schmaltz. Moves up the right side with it, thrown in front. Marino was shot. Another one from Gunther, fresh from the bench. Will end up back to Sergachev down at the line. Marino will keep this one in. Finally touched by Detroit. Tripping called. Would say this is good news if you're Utah, but 0 for 4, not 0 for 4, 1 for 4. Can't cut them short. So far tonight, Mott, 2 minutes for tripping against Schmaltz. 16:53, another huge opportunity to go 1 for 4 so far against the team with the worst penalty kill. Is certainly an achievement for Utah. Guess they should be lucky they got one at all. Gunther opened the scoring off the power play. See if they can tie it up off it as well. Left side draw, Detroit zone, one back by Detroit. Evanson, he'll clear this one all the way back down to the Utah line. Sergachev will grab. Dropping this one back for Schmaltz. Gets to Keller, right back to him though. Long pass across to Cooley along the left side boards. Quick pass across to Keller along the right side boards. Cleared out by Detroit. Picked up by Sergachev at the red line. Trying to get this one back over to Keller. Ends up to Gunther instead. Detroit look for another clear, but right at the red line again is Sergachev. Now Cooley cuts in left side with speed. Tries to throw in towards the net. Keeps control of it as he ends up in the left side corner instead. Keller, quick pass over to Schmaltz, right side dot with it back down the line for Sergachev. Back to Keller, fakes the shot, trying to get this one to Schmaltz in front. Doesn't matter. It's back down to Sergachev, throwing one towards the net, looking for a rebound. Ends up over to Confer. He'll look to clear, and it will, all the way back down to the Utah line. Sergachev back in his own zone. 1 minute left on the Utah power play. Crouch trying to cut up the right side with it. Be tied up in that right side corner. 15:45 left in the third. Detroit able to get enough of it, and they'll clear this one back down again. Long pass from Vejmelka up to Jersey this time as he cuts out over the Utah blue line. Dumps this one back to his own zone, though. Here's Hayton cutting with it. He'll give this one over to Krause. Loses control right at the line. Jersey looks to throw one in front. This one taken away by Detroit, looking for a shorty here. They'll just throw this one to the right side corner of the Utah end. Casper was back with pressure, but ultimately didn't do much with it. 20 seconds left in the Utah power play, looking for one last rush here. Here's Carcone cutting up the right side, looking to chip this one to himself. Johansson trying to get in the way of it, looking to clear. That one will end up out of play as it's cleared around the boards, but just goes a little high. 15:04 left in the third, 11 seconds left in the Utah power play. Shots sitting 14-6 in favor of Utah. So without a shot on net on the power play. Once we cut away from the bench. There we go. Right side draw and the Detroit end. It'll be Stenlin and Larkin on the draw. Well, scratch that. Stenlin kicked out of the dot. It'll be Larkin and Hayton on the draw now. Larkin will win this one back cleanly. Detroit looking for a quick clear. They will, all the way to the Utah end. 5 seconds left on the power play. This one will be killed off for Detroit. 14:50 left in the third. Dump to the right side corner. Hayton will get to it first. Tied it behind the net by Rasmussen. Johansson looks to push this one to Raymond. He'll find him along the right side boards of his own zone. Quick pass across. Here's Larkin streaking up the left side, throwing one towards the net. That one saved away by Vejmelka. Kept in play, though. Utah will throw this one to neutral ice. Just enough for Stenlin to grab it. Throwing one towards the net, hits the body of Sharop before it even finds Lyon. Sider, quick pass up to Raymond. He'll clear this one up the left side board. It'll find its way to the Utah end, but Maselli will grab it before any Detroit players can get back to it. Drop to Sergachev. It'll find its way to Marino back in the Utah end. Casper back with pressure again. Both teams went for a change. Quick pass up by Marino from behind the net, trying to find Cooley, but that pass just a little wide. Here's McBain. It was Doe, not Cooley. Doesn't matter. McBain cutting up the right side with it. Can't quite keep control as he's pressured off the puck there by Casper. Chipping this one around Larkin. He'll find Kane with it. That one likely to get not Larkin. Utah back in their own end. Kessering with it. He'll pass this one up. Utah streaking up the left side now. Detroit will poke check that one away from him. Push right back in again. End up right side boards this time. Detroit will decide to just launch this one right to the Utah line. That one should have been a hand pass, and it is. Thought for a minute they weren't going to call that one, but nope, they will. Hand pass on Utah will slow this game down, and we'll head to commercial for hopefully one of the last times tonight. 13:28 left in the third. Detroit still up 2-1. Utah looking like they don't want to win this one. See if they can get it together in these last 14 or so minutes. Listening to Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. Around 14 left to play in the third. Detroit still up 2-1. There'll be a left side draw in the Utah end. Stenlin Larkin again on the draw. Drop this one a second time. 13:28 specifically left. Shots in 14-7. One around to the left side boards, trying to push this one right side. Utah in control. Drop back for Sergachev. Quick pass over to Marino. He'll move this one right back to Sergachev, though. Trying to find Cooley with it. Pass just goes a little too far. Larkin looks to push this one in. He'll end up to Vejmelka behind the Utah net. Holds it for a second. He'll end up launching this one down to the Utah line. Here's Cooley moving out with speed. Quick pass across the small. He'll fire one towards the net, and that one saved away by Vejmelka. Nope, won't be. Lyon, that's who's in net for Detroit. 13:01 left in the third now. Good breakout by Utah. Just they need some sustained pressure in the zone. They've been letting that Detroit defense keep them to the outside, not letting them get any shots. So to get one off the rush is exactly what they need. I think they're trying to get too fancy with it, looking for the right pass. Ultimately, at this point, you're down one, about 13 left. Just start shooting them towards them. Look for a tip in front. You cannot be looking for that perfect shot at this time of the game. With the left side draw on the Detroit end, one back by Utah, but ultimately chipped out of the zone by Detroit. Soderblom, great pressure by him. It'll end up left side corner of the Utah end. Fighting to keep control. He'll look to push this one around. Ultimately, Utah still fighting for it. Kessering will be the one to come away with it. Kind of a dangerous pass. He tried to throw this one in front. Doesn't matter. Takes bounce back to the corner, and Dursey move out with it. Quick pass up to Hayton. He'll dump this one right side corner of the Detroit end. Hall will get this one to the right side corner. Push this one away from Carcone. Both teams digging away at it along the right side boards. Squeaks free finally. It'll float to the left side boards of the Detroit end. Carcone and Hull not able to fight that one away. Will end up back down to neutral ice. Dursey looks to ring this one around. Will end up to Lyon back behind his own net. He'll leave this one for Johansson. Cutting out with it. 12:05 left in the third now. He'll push this one in right side. He'll end up back behind the Utah net. Vejmelka will push this one around to Motto. Look to dump this one. But Detroit, quick shot from the slot. That one goes wide. Patrick Kane will pick this one up, trying to throw this in front. Nobody there but McBain. He'll look to clear this one out left side boards. Tied up right at the line, though. Finally squeaks his way to neutral ice. Doan trying to fight to brink it off the puck there, but he'll get the pass up and out of the zone regardless. Back behind the Utah net. Motto with it. He'll look to get this one to Doan, cleared back out to neutral ice. Utah up the other way now. Quick pass across, looking for a pass along to Hayton, to Krause, won't find it. Another rebound there by McBain, won't find that one either. Cole, the third man on the rush there. Detroit will clear this one all the way back down to the Utah end. No legs for an icing, though. 11:10 left in the third now. McBain trying to push this one in. Cooley, the one trying to push this one in as Utah had one for a change, and then it ends up back down to the Utah line. Marino now with it. Quick pass up to Keller. He'll drop this one back for Sergachev, entering in left side. He's got Schmaltz in the middle. He'll get a pass to him, but it ends up to a skate instead. Back down the line. Cooley rips a shot. That one bounces up high into the air, but stays in play. Sherratt with it in the left side corner, looking to clear this one out. He'll find its way to neutral ice. Raymond racing for it. He'll grab it, moving back down to the Utah line now. Quick pass across to Johansson, firing one towards the net, ends up wide. Larkin will pick it up. Raymond, a second chance, hits Sergachev there. Johansson throws one towards the net, looking for a tip there from Mott. Won't find that, or from Smith. Won't find that one either. Kept in the zone by Detroit, though. Quick pass across. Johansson, another one catches Sergachev again and bounces up into the netting. Play blown dead. 10:17 now left in the third. Sergachev keeping the shot count low for Utah, but doesn't matter because they're still down one with Detroit answering hard in their own zone. Utah's just had plenty of good offensive chances. I think they're trying to get too fancy with it. At this point, they can't keep that sustained pressure for too long. They just need to get in while they can, fire some shots at Lions, see if they can get a bounce, anything, because clearly what they're trying isn't working. 10:17 left in the third. Left side draw on the Utah end. It'll be Mott and Stenlin. Push back the left side corner. Both teams digging for it. Utah looks to clear this one out along the left side boards. Thrown back in by Detroit. Takes a bounce in net. Oh my goodness. Thrown from the left side point. Takes a bounce up over the shoulder of Vejmelka. Detroit takes a 3-1 lead. I'm going to need to see the replay on that one. Watson, the one with the goal there. So let's see. One from the draw, tied up in the corner. Pushed back down to the left side point. Just thrown to the net. Oh, and swung at by Watson. Just trying to throw that one to the net. And Vejmelka tries to jump to block that one because he sees it coming high. Doesn't matter as it still bounces over him. Couldn't do that again if he tried. That's impressive. So what that is. Watson, his first goal of the season, even better for him. Edvinsson with the assist, his 21st of the season. Opening draw, one back by Utah. It'll be dumped into neutral ice, but finally ends up back down the left side corner of the Utah end. 9:55 left in the third now. Utah looking for a pair now. Gunther tries to throw one towards the net, bounces just the outside. Lyon looking for the rebound. Both teams digging away at it. Finally, that one stopped right outside the Detroit net. Well, it might not have been Edvinsson on the assist. They took that one away from, still is. Popped back as soon as I was talking about it. 9:43 left in the third. Utah now looking for a pair off a, frankly, incredible tip there from Watson to put Detroit up 3-1. Listening to Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. Be back after the short commercial break. 9:43 left in the third. Utah now down 3-1 off that beautiful tip from Watson to throw that one up over the shoulder of a jumping Vmelka. Just an insane play there from him. Couldn't do that again if he tried. Speaking of can't do that again, Utah looking for a few more goals. They just have not been able to get anything going after putting that first one in. Plenty of opportunities. Lion playing good, and they've just been letting this, I was going to say Chicago, this Detroit defense run all over them. Left side draw on the Detroit, and they're able to clear this one out. Not Evans and Soderblom get this one up to Tarasenko, trying to get a shot on net. This one just ends up behind the net instead. Thrown into the front. Conferl push this one back down the line for Sherratt. Soderblom grabs this one back behind the Utah net, pushes left side with it. Back down to Sherratt again, left side point. Bringing this one around, it'll end up it'll end up right side corner this time for Tarasenko. Not able to hold this one down. Confer coming in to help. But we'll have play blown dead. Be completely honest, not sure for that's knocked off. That's what it is. I was about to say I have no clue what we even stopped that for. It didn't look like anything had happened, but during that event somewhere, net is knocked off its posts, so play blown dead. 9:12 now left in the third. Shot sitting 16-9 in favor of Detroit. Looking at the third specifically, 4-2 in favor of Detroit. Right side draw outside of the Utah zone. Larkin and Hayton on the draw. Larkin will be kicked out of the dots. Will be Rasmussen and Hayton this time. One back by Detroit. Here's Edvinsson with it. He'll push this one in left side. It'll end up to the right side corner. Thrown in the front for Larkin, trying to bounce one towards the net. Ends up wide instead. Pushed around to the right side corner. Reitman will get to it first. Moving down the line with it. Trying to take that one away as Carcone. Pushed back in by Detroit, but can't do anything with it as that one would have been offsides. Utah back behind their own net. Finally moving out of the zone with it. Here's Carcone dropping this one up to Schmaltz. Back to him. Trying to cut into the middle with it. Ultimately, Petrie will prevent that one. Barely kept in the line by Cole. Be run back around to the right side point for Mata, trying to push this one back up the line to Cole. This one taken away by Detroit, looking to clear this one. That one high sticking on Utah, not the penalty, just the stoppage of play. Cole trying to keep that one from clearing the zone. A little too high with it. So we'll move this one, move the faceoff to out of the zone. 8:24 left in the third now. I believe this one should be right side draw outside the... Oh, no, it'll be center ice draw. McBain and Casper, the ones on the draw. One back by Utah. It'll bounce to Cole, left side in his own zone. Chipped up back into neutral ice. Krause will launch this one left side corner. Will bounce the line back behind his own net, pushing it right side boards. Take a bounce back down to the corner. Bouncing puck from Mata, not able to hold that one down. Detroit back up the other way. Here's Casper with it. Push this one to the right side corner. Clears this one around. Looking to clear the zone out left side. Can't get that past the dome. Right back to DeBrincat, throwing one towards the net. That one, soft little shot saved away by Vmelka. Utah moves this one down the right side of their own zone, pushing it to neutralize. Push it right back in, but both teams go for a change. Cooley racing up the right side, trying to cut in with it. Can't quite drop this one back down the line like he wants. Will end up right side corner instead. Soderblom able to pick that one away, and he'll clear this one down to the Utah end. They will call an icing there. Tarasenko racing to prevent that, but ultimately will be back to the Detroit end for the faceoff. 7:29 now left in the third. Said it once, I'll say it again. Utah needs to win this one. 6 points back. I believe one of the things I saw said they need to win 10 of their last 12 to make it. Not that I expect them to make it to begin with. St. Louis is playing too good, and Calgary has too many games in hand. But if you're going to make it, you need to win tonight. Was a left side draw in the Detroit zone, tied along the right side boards, thrown in front right to Lyon. He'll make a little save there as it bounces from the right side boards. Just flutters on net. 7:21 now left in the third. As I was saying, Utah's sitting 6 back. You cannot afford to lose any of these. Even if you have games in hand on St. Louis, with a win tonight, you would have been 4 with a game in hand and then 2 And now without that, now you're 6 points back with a game in hand, and you can't get 4 points in a game. Right side draw in the Detroit and Stenlin. And Larkin on the draw once again. This one won back by Detroit, trying to clear it. It'll take a bounce to Stenlin right at the slot, though. Trying to get a pass over to Maselli. It'll end up to Carconi back behind the net instead. Moving left side with it. It'll push this one back down the line for Sergachev. Trying to chip this one around. It'll bounce all the way to the right side. Tied up along the boards there. Both teams digging away at it. Finally, this one breaks free, and Detroit able to clear this one back down to neutral ice. Utah will take it right at the red line, looking to clear it further, but Larkin pushed this one deep to the Utah end. Both teams head for a change. 6:40 left in the third now. Long pass up through neutral ice by Schmaltz. Detroit will take that one back down to the Utah end. That one, yes, will be an icing. Couldn't quite tell as Marino wasn't quite skating like it was, but nope, will be an icing on Detroit once again. 6:32 now left in the third. See if Utah can get anything going. Left side draw this time will be Cooley and Casper on the draw. Tied with the dot, both teams digging away at it. Breaks free into the slot. Only players there are Detroit's. DeBrincat, long pass up to Kane. Take a bounce off the stick of Dursey there. Will end up right side corner. Quick pass up to Cooley. Trying to move this one up out of his zone. We'll get some help from Kesselring. Cutting up into the middle with it. Poke checked away by Detroit, though. Casper in control. Picked away by Utah. Barely kept in the zone, but doesn't matter. Detroit takes it right back. Second attempt there. They'll clear this one to the Utah zone. Kesselring will stop this one before it gets deep. Gunther cutting back in with it. Trying to drop this one for Keller. A little too close. Dursey, the one to drop this one, a little further into the zone. Detroit will take it right back, though, and clears this one all the way down. No icing on the play there. Kesselring back behind his net will get this one up to Doan. Quick pass up to Krause, trying to get that one to McBain in the middle, to no avail. Soderblom push this one right back into the Utah end, taken away right as quickly as it gets in. Broken stick for Utah there, so that pass doesn't get in as far as they'd like. Ends up right side point instead. Cole with it, trying to cut away, but Tarasenko will steal this one instead. Cutting up left side of the Utah zone, looking for a tip in front, looking for one from an angle instead. Ultimately, none of that happens as that one's poked to the left side corner instead and taken away by Utah. Doan, quick pass across to Mata. Here comes Hayton with it. Cutting up the left side, catches an edge as he falls into the corner instead. Sider will steal this one away. Long pass up to Rasmussen. Both teams digging for it in the right side corner. Rasmussen still in control, though can't quite get in front of it. Still behind this Utah net. Larkin coming in to help. Back to Rasmussen. Poke back down the line. Big shot from Petrie, but broken stick there. Kept in the zone, though. Raymond, he'll dump this one around. Mata will get to it first. In the left side corner, will look to ring this one back around. Now right back to him, though. Chipped up to Hayton. Cuts in the middle. Dropped to Schmaltz along the right side boards. Looking for a tip in front. Lyon, he'll hold for the save. 4:28 left in the third. Utah still down a pair. Detroit looking like this is their game to lose. Hopefully, the last commercial break of the night. Listening to Detroit, Utah, and Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. See you back after the short commercial break. 4:28 left in the third. Utah looking for a pair. This is Detroit's game to lose at this point. They've been playing too well, and Utah just not able to match anything they've been bringing. Said it once, I'll say it again. I've been really impressed with this Detroit defense. Not Detroit fans who haven't watched their games too much. Really like Sider. Plays all across the ice. I can see why he won the Calder. And just a great player overall. Right side draw on the Detroit end. Now down the line with it. Sergachev will get this one over to Dursey. Pass cross over to the left side. Thrown towards net. That one bounces wide. Dursey racing to pick this one up. He'll tie along the right side boards. Cleared to neutralized by Detroit, though. Sergachev will stop this one before it even gets to the Utah end. Pass to the neutral ice. Will end up back down to the Utah line. Chipped in by Dursey, though. Gunther trying to fight for it. Will end up to Cooley, trying to get into the slot with a poke checked away from him at the last moment, though. Dursey back with it. Fires one towards net. That one completely wide. Ends up to Raymond. He looks to clear this one. Utah stop it right at the red line. 3:43 now left in the third. Utah pushes one in. He'll end up right side corner. McBain will get to it first. He'll move it left. DeBrincat will get to it first. He'll get this one back to Petrie. Pass goes a little too far. He'll chip this one out right side. He'll end up over the boards instead. Based on the crowd reaction, looks like they might get a power play here. Or I could be full of it. I think it might have just been the crowd reacting to the lucky fan who got the puck over the glass there. 3:27 now left in the third. Gotta wonder how soon they're thinking about pulling Vejmelka. Right side draw, one back by Utah. Marino looks to fire, one towards the net. He'll keep it in the zone as he's not able to get that shot off. Great pressure there by DeBrincat. He'll keep pressure on him. Marino's still able to get that shot off, but not for a good few seconds there. Doan with it back down the line. Quick pass, looking for a tip in front. That one goes wide again. 3:05 left in the third now. Kept in the zone by Kesselring. Moving right side with it, throwing one towards net. That one saved away. Sten a little too deep to grab that one. Kane will instead. Empty net for Utah. DeBrincat, he'll fire that one, and he won't miss. Score bug very late there. I believe the entire time Utah had an empty net. Regardless, Detroit up 4-1, and that should seal the game. DeBrincat, his 33rd of the season. I thought he had 2 tonight. Guess not. Wait for the assist to roll in. Yeah, Kane just able to pick that one up in his own zone. Long pass cross to DeBrincat. They're both not missing either that pass or that shot. So with under 3 minutes left to go, Utah is going to need a miracle. Someone had ended up chugging an octopus out on the ice. Looks like Detroit fans travel good. Well, while we wait for that to get cleaned up momentarily, look at some of the numbers here. Utah doing good as always on faceoffs. That's sitting 33-19 currently. But just this team not able to get anything going. I think Vejmelka just too tired at this point. 13 starts in a row. Was it 4 goals on 11 shots tonight? That is, not Vejmelka-like, but also just no help for him at all. 1 for 5 on the power play against the worst team on the penalty kill in the league is frankly sad for a team racing for a playoff spot. 250, Utah will push this one in right side. Detroit looking to clear this one. Tarasenko along the left side corner with it. Gunther coming in to try and pick this one away. Koffer will end up the one with it. He'll get this one to Sherratt, right side corner. Soderblom trying to get this one. Will end up right side corner. No icing there. Tarasenko tries to throw it to Soderblom into the middle. Nobody there, though. Cooley back behind his own net. 2:20 now left in the third. Cutting out with it. He'll chip this one, or at least he'll try to, as that one ends up being an icing. 3 goals on 11 shots. I realized that during the call because the empty net wouldn't have counted. But regardless, that's not much better. 8 for 11 is not a good night. Lyon, on the other hand, 17 for 18 tonight, so quite impressive by him. 2:17, right side draw outside the Detroit end. One back by Utah. little high stick there. Just the stoppage of play. No penalty on that one. 2:11 now left in the third. Should be a center ice draw. So we just try and finish this game out. There's no way Utah is scoring 3 goals in 2 minutes. Barely score 1. Center ice draw, one back by Detroit. We'll chip this one in left side corner. Floats a little slow. Kessling will get to it first. Great pressure there by Rasmussen. Will push this one to the right side corner. Utah able to clear it out, but Schmaltz will pull the pass down. Detroit will chip this one right back in, though. Kessling with it again. Quick pass across to Cole. Back to Schmaltz. He'll dump this one up to Hayton. Hayton up and out with it. He'll cut in right through the middle, throwing one towards the net. Catches the Detroit body, though. Can't do too much about that. Detroit will push this one up to neutralize, moving up the other way with it. Looking for a backhand there, looking for a quick rebound, and they'll put that one in. Smith able to get the first shot on, and Mott picks up the rebound in close. So Detroit embarrassing Utah, 5-1 lead now. Yeah, Smith, great effort, great play by him. Vejmelka thinks he has that one in his glove, ends up right side instead. Mott heads that side just in case there's a rebound, and he's right place, right time. Mott, his third of the season. Smith will have one of the assists. Not sure how many he's had this season. We'll see once the app updates. So, minute 28. Utah, they weren't winning it before. They definitely aren't winning it now. Well, more like they definitely weren't winning it before, and they definitely aren't winning it now. Nothing really changed. Utah looks to push this one up right side. Detroit will get it right back in. Minute 15, Utah in control in their own end. Mott will push this one across over to Cole. Utah back up the other way with it. Here's Maselli cutting on the right side. Pressured away by Johansson. Trying to throw this one to Maselli in front. This one taken away by Detroit again. Mott fighting to push this one out. Less than a minute now. Smith with the only assist on that goal, his 8th of the season. Cole back behind his own net. 45 seconds left in the third. Confer in front for pressures. Utah, I think, just looked to get one more. Stopped right at the line sider. Looks to throw one again towards the net. That one just goes wide. Soderblom also throws one towards the net. That one saved away by Vejmelka. Mott will pick this one up. Chipped up to neutralize. Detroit will pick it in. They'll dump it again to the Utah end. Vejmelka will just stop this one behind his net and leave it for Cole. 20 seconds left in the third now. Cole just way back behind his net, looking to pass this one up through neutral ice. Chipped into the Detroit end. 14 seconds now. Sider will be the first to get back to it. Pushing this one around to the right side of his own zone. Tarasenko launching this one to neutral ice. 4 seconds. And that will be the game. Utah, I squarely believe, blowing their chance at the playoffs. Not that they were going to make it anyway, but I believe that's the nail in the coffin for them this season. Dropping this game 5-1 against Detroit. Taking a look at the standings while we're here. St. Louis, 81 points, having played 72 games, so 10 remaining. Right out is Vancouver now with 78 points, having played 71, 11 left to play, so a game in hand on St. Louis. More important reason why I don't believe Utah was going to make it to begin with, Calgary, currently 77 points, having played 69 games, so 13 left to play, 3 in hand on St. Louis. And then Utah now sitting 75, having played 71, 11 left to play. So 6 out, not impossible, but let's be real, it's not going to happen. Final shots in this game, once the app wants to load again. 18-14 in favor of Utah, breaking that down. 9-2 in favor of Utah in the first, 5-3 Utah in the second, and 9-4 Detroit in the third. Utah will have a couple days off before they're back on the road. Their schedule, if they weren't getting in before, schedule does not get easier. Be in Tampa on Thursday, take on the Lightning for the second time in about a week. And then the next day they're in Florida, take on the Panthers. Finally, they're in Chicago on the 30th to take on St. Louis before they're back at home for their final 5-game homestand, and then I believe on the road for 3. So we'll see you back here on Thursday. See if Utah can round into form against against a Tampa team that likely will have Vasilevsky in instead of Halverson this time. As it stands, Detroit wins this one 5-1. I've been Taryn Holmes. This is Utah 801, Utah Hockey Radio. Have yourself a good rest of the night.
How it's supposed to feel.